Hi everyone, I just wrote a blog post, 10 ways to use Google My Maps in your classroom. And I just want to talk about a few ways that you can do it specifically in a social studies classroom because this summer I'm leading the Teaching History with Technology Summer Workshop in downtown Chicago, June 15th and 16th. And I think this is going to be one of the tools that teachers are going to find that are going to be really useful in their social studies classrooms. So really quickly, I want to show you how you can import form data into a Google My Map. And so this can be anything you want your students to submit. So in this example, I'm going to bring in a Google Sheet that has data on it from the Civil War. So my students have submitted to me their coordinates of their Civil War battles. So each student had a Civil War battle and they submitted their coordinates and the name of that battle with perhaps a report attached to it. So what I can do is I can bring in based on location and then name it by battle and hit finish. And so now my map is populating all of those place markers on it in real time right away, and now I have all of those locations. So if my student that did the first Battle of Bull Run, I can click on that. I can see the location of the battle on the map, and then if they did include information, I can see it in the description right here, click on the link, and go to their presentation on it. Another awesome thing that I like to do when I was teaching history was look at local newspaper headlines to see how local news is being covered in like a government class or a current events class. It's really powerful to talk about this stuff. And so you can have students populate a map with various newspaper headlines from throughout the country. So you can see here I've got stuff from Billings, Montana, which is talking about a local congressman. That was the main front page story. But in Buffalo, they were talking about the WikiLeaks dump from the CIA. And down in Miami, they were also talking about that. So it creates an awesome conversation about what's important in what areas of the country and what types of newspapers are covering what events. Another fun thing that you can do with My Maps is track historical campaigns. So here's an example of using My Maps to track Sherman's March to the Sea from when he marched from Atlanta down to Savannah. You can see that he split his army in two, and the left wing and the right wing, and then I tracked the different battle spots that the different spots the battle stopped along the way and what took place in each one of those stops. And so this would be really cool for students to be able to see how far armies traversed and in what periods of time it took them to get there. You can add directions in, and that will show them how long it would take them in the current day to walk there using our roads. So it's kind of a neat conversation starter. Lastly, what I think is something that's really would be a lot of fun with our history kids or our social studies students would be to create latitude and longitude scavenger hunts. And so you can find these latitude and longitude coordinates by going to places like Wikipedia. They have latitude and longitude for almost every location that you can search for in there. Or several other websites have them as well. And you can find those latitude and longitude for your coordinates and then put them in for a scavenger hunt based on whatever topic you're covering in class. So for this example, I can go into this map. I'm going to actually delete this layer real quick and have a blank layer here. So I'm going to find that latitude and longitude coordinates, copy it, and I'm a student. I can paste it in the search bar, hit search, and you can see it's London. So now that student can add London to their map and hit save, and then now go on to number 2. And this whole time they could be documenting other activities on their Google Doc. This is just a quick brief overview. So I'm going to drop this in. This is Madrid. Okay, I'm going to add this to my map, name it Madrid. And now as a student, then I can zoom out and see that, okay, so it's been London and Madrid. And if I was to continue on with this, they would actually find a couple of other capitals in Europe like Paris or Lisbon, Portugal. And when they do that, they can see, oh, these are all capitals of European countries. So that's what they had in common. Obviously, you can make that way more in detailed and in depth. This was just a simple overview to see that you can drop latitude and longitude coordinates into the search bar and find them and have a fun scavenger hunt. And so one of the other things that I think is really cool about this is that you can publish these maps when they're done to the My Maps gallery. So your students can then publish their maps for the rest of the world to use and benefit from. One of them that I thought fit perfectly into this conversation is I found this awesome My Map that a person created about the age of exploration. You can see that if you click on the different place markers, he's got the place markers made based on countries flags, and so you can click on those, or you can see the different place markers here and where they were going. He has the routes documented and different information along the way. So this would be an awesome activity to do with our students as we're covering the age of exploration. So those are just a couple of quick ways that I think MyMaps can be utilized in a social studies or a history classroom. If you come see me in June in Chicago, 15th and 16th, we're going to explore far greater detail how this can be powerful in your history classroom. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is only one of the few things we're going to cover in 2 days of awesome history and technology workshop fun. So thanks for watching. I hope you got some cool information out of it, and hopefully I'll see you this June.